Good morning again, students. Again, I'm back. All right. So this time we're going to be looking at geometric sequencing. All right. So the question is, what is geometric sequence? Again, we're going to refer back to slide number 3 in your lesson. Geometric sequence follows a pattern of multiplication or division of a fixed number, not zero, all right, from one term to the next. So there again, you're going to see a pattern. With geometric sequence, it's multiplication or division, all right? So let's not get it confused with an arithmetic sequence, which is addition or subtraction, all right? So in a geometric sequence, we we call the fixed number a common ratio, all right? So oftentimes, if it's division, right? If it's dividing, or if the number goes from big to small, you might say it's divide, all right, but it's still multiplication. That ratio is referred to as a fraction. All right, so let's look at some example here. So we're looking at the first example here. It says determine the common ratio in the sequence. All right, so I noticed that my number is going from 100 to 50, and then from 50 to 25, right? So what I would say, all right, what we would say is, oh, this is being divided by 2, right? It's divided by 2, but in reality, the ratio, all right, the common ratio here would be you multiply by 1/2, all right? It's a fraction. So the ratio here is 1/2, right? It's 1/2, it's 1/2. If half of 25 is 12.5, half of 12.5, half of 12.5, as we see here, is 2.6. Sorry. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to have to find half of 6.25, right? What's half of 6.25? Oh, boom. I know that half of 6.25 comes out to be 3.125. So that would give me the next number in my sequence. If I wanted to find the next number here, I would find half of this, right? Half of this would be 1 point, whatever it is. All right. So let's look at this example 2 here. It says the first term in my sequence is 5. So first equals to 5. It says the common ratio is -2. All right. So remember, we're multiplying. Determine and state the first 5. So we got to find the second. We got to find the third. We find the fourth. And we got to find the fifth term here. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, it's a ratio, right? We know that it's a ratio from one number to the next. So if the first term is 5, the second term is 5 times 2. So 5 times -2 is equals to -10. So that's my second number. So the third one goes -10 times -2, which is +20. My fourth term here is going to be 20 times -2. Again, you realize there's a pattern. Each time it's -2, right? So this is going to give me -40. All right. And then for the fifth, it's going to be what? It's going to be -40 times -2, which gives me +80. So again, it's a common ratio. The common ratio here is -2. All right. So let's go ahead and look at some IXL questions. What's IXL going to ask me? All right. So it says identify the common ratio and fill in the missing numbers. All right. So I got to identify the common ratio and fill in the missing numbers. So again, I got to figure out what the pattern is. From 2 to 4, I realize it's a common ratio of 2. They multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So boom, from 4 to 8, what's the common ratio? 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So we figure there's a pattern here of each time they're multiplying by 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. That means 16 times 2 is going to give me what? 32. Boom. We on. All right. So now let's look at from -1 to 4. What happens? The only way I can go from -1 to +4 is if I multiply this number by -4. -1 times -4 is going to give me +4, right? So if I figure out that there's a pattern here right? Let's say the common ratio is negative 4. Negative 4, 4 times negative 4 is going to give me what? 4 times negative 4 is going to give me negative 16. So now let's figure out if it's a common ratio, because if I multiply this by negative 4, right? Negative 16 times negative 4 does give me 64. So I know that my common ratio here is negative 60, so I'm able to fill in the blank. All right, so let's go to the next one. 3, 6, 12. What happened from 3 to get to 6? Seems like they multiplied by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times what give me 12? 6 times 2 give me 12. Oh, yeah, nice. So 12 times what give me 24? 12 times 2 give me 24. So if I multiply 24 times 2, what do I get? Oh, wow. I get 48. Nice. I'm on point. All right. So let's look at this one now. We're going from negative 4 to 32. I wonder what times 4 is going to give me 32. What if I multiply this by what? An easy way to do it, you can say 32 divided by negative 4. What do I get? I get negative, got to be a negative number, because what? 4 times what? 4 times 8. Negative 4 times negative 8 give me negative 32. So yeah, wonder if my common ratio is negative 8, right? So that means I got a negative 8. So I'm not that good at numbers. So let me go. Negative 8 times 32. What do I get? Negative 256. Now I want to check to make sure that my common ratio is in fact negative 8. So negative 256 times negative 8, boom, what do I get? 2048. So yep, I'm good. So now let's look at some fractions. What do I realize happening here? My numerators are all good, but what's happening to my denominators? It go from 5 to 10 to 20 to 40. So what's happening here? They're multiplying my denominator by 2. All right? Or pretty much it's by 1/2, right? But they multiply my denominator. Let's focus on the denominator since that's what's changing. So they multiply my denominator by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. So that means 40 times 2 is what? 1/80. Boom. All right, for the last problem. So I realized that both my numerator and my denominator changes. All right, so let's look at what happened. This goes from 2 to 4. How does it go from 2 to 4? 2 times 2 is 4. So I know it changes here by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So my numerator changes by 2. What is my denominator changing by? Oh, what? 3 times what gives me 9? 3 times 3 gives me 9. 9 times what give me 27? 9 times 3 give me 27. So I realize that my common ratio here is going to be 2/3, right? So now I'm saying 16 times 2 is going to give me what? I know that 16 times 2 is going to give me 32, right? So my numerator is 32, and then I got to figure out 81 times 3. What's 81 times 3? Boom, 243. And that's my next term. All right, so my common ratio here is 2/3. All right, my common ratio here is 1/2, 2, 2, -4, and -8. So that is it. Again, guys, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Come to Office Hours, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys. All right, but make sure that you're referring to slide 3 and on this lesson. All right, thank you. Have a great day.